The Salomon Thundercross is a fast, lightweight trail runner with excellent protection, grip, durability, and responsiveness for those short to mid-distance runs. It's been marketed basically as the runnable Speedcross and is sure to excite many. So how did it stack up in testing, and are you going to want to order a pair as soon as they drop? Let's find out. Well, hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. First, I want to let you know that Salomon did send the Thundercross here to me to review. They're not going to see this footage ahead of time. They're not paying me for any of this. I'm going to tell you my complete, honest opinion, just like always. Well, first, let's talk about the stats of the Thundercross. It is a neutral trail running shoe with a fair amount of flexibility to it there. There's definitely a good amount of twist and give in the shoe. As for the stack height of the men's, in the rear, it is 27 millimeters, and in the front, 23 millimeters for a 4 millimeter drop. As for the weight, my men's size 11 weighed in at 10.8 ounces or 307 grams. Really, that's a pretty decent weight for this type of shoe. This is a very aggressive trail running or mountain running shoe. As for the fit, my men's size 11 was just the same as other Salomons in size 11. As far as the length is concerned, no issues there. We'll talk more about the fit and get really specific when we talk about the upper. Well, speaking of the upper of the Salomon Thundercross, it was built on the same last as the Sense Ride, and it does have the SenseFit construction to give you a real nice, secure, snug feel of that upper as it holds your foot. The upper does appear to be very durable and is made of an engineered mesh with quite a few overlays, as you can see on the shoe. There's a lot of overlays. You can see the SenseFit construction, these overlays for the support all around the toe cap here in the front, on the medial side as well. There's a lot for sure. And in the front, you can also see there is a debris shield right here, and it goes up the tongue almost to the very top of the shoe, designed to keep that debris out of the shoe and out of your toes. However, I gotta say that does impact the breathability of the Thundercross. Take a look at the tissue test. You can clearly see when I put that hair dryer on low, you really couldn't tell except for the sound. The tissue didn't move at all. Even when I switched it to high, you could barely tell any movement in that tissue whatsoever. This is definitely not a very breathable shoe, and my foot felt it on the hot runs here in Colorado right now. It's been in the upper 80s, 90s even at times, and my foot has definitely felt warm, and I've even had maybe some damp socks without going through creek crossing, just from sweat. All these overlays and that debris shield also impact the drainage of the Thundercross. Basically, it doesn't drain, not very well at least. I did get my feet completely submerged in a creek after a very hot run. I was very, very warm. And I was left with some pretty squishy feet for quite a while. Eventually, you know, they did kind of drain, didn't really dry out, but the shoe did drain the water out of them. So if I were to be running a race or a long run where there was going to be some water crossings, I might look towards a different shoe. The toe box width is okay. It's typical Salomon, which is basically a nice way of saying it's a little bit more narrow than some other shoes out there. I mean, after all, it is built on that Sense Ride last. Moving up the shoe to the medial area, the midfoot of the shoe, it was also a little bit narrow. That is definitely the case. I experienced some blistering and some hot spots on my left foot, specifically in the medial arch, kind of right in this area there. Every single time, it would just kind of aggravate the foot. So I found myself pre-taping that spot on my foot a few times to kind of help prevent that. It didn't really break in. So if you have a average size foot, because my foot is definitely not wide, if you have an average foot or a wide foot, this is probably going to be a little narrow for you. The lacing system of the Thundercross is the quick lace system from Salomon. Works really well, very simple. You just push down, pull up like that, very simple. Also has the lace garage in the top of the tongue where you can tuck that down inside pretty well. And that is very simple to get in and out of, no issues there. Speaking of that tongue, it is very thick. It is very, very nicely padded, really protects your foot from those quick laces. It's actually so thick that at the top of the shoe, this part here really kind of sticks out of the foot a little bit. Like it's very padded. As for the heel collar in the back of the shoe, it's also very nicely padded. Really provides great comfort for those long days in the mountains. And the heel counter is pretty flexible at the top as well. This whole system, the heel counter, the collar, the tongue, the lace system provides a really secure lockdown. I had no issues with heel slippage, any of that. It felt very secure. Overall, the upper of the Thundercross seems to be very durable, one that will last for a good while. However, the next version, I would definitely like to see some updates to the breathability and the water drainage. As for the midsole of the Thundercross, it's made from Salomon Salomon's Energy Foam. This is the same foam that's used in the Ultra Glide, the upcoming Ultra Flow, a lot of the Salomon road shoes. It's pretty typical of a Salomon shoe, and it kind of feels like that. But it does give plenty of comfort for those long trail runs, and it's a little bit newer, higher density foam. And combined with the rocker geometry of the shoe, I mean, you can see that it definitely clearly rocks and goes up there a little bit. It feels very comfortable underfoot when running. I've gone on trail runs up to about 4 hours with these. I had no fatigue in my feet at all. They really felt just fine, aside from that hot spot we talked about in the upper. But as far as that midsole is concerned, felt very good underfoot. Even when going downhill pretty quickly with these, you know, it really absorbed that impact very well, and yeah, just protected my legs and felt good. As for the outsole of the Thundercross, it is a very aggressive design that you can see here, featuring Salomon's Contra Grip, and the design was inspired by the Speedcross chevron pattern here, and these lugs are 5 millimeters in depth. Definitely a very aggressive outsole. Really, the grip of the Thundercross has been exceptional. The design and depth of these lugs has really provided very, very good grip over loose and varied terrain. Even when hopping from like rock to rock, I felt very sure-footed and confident in my feet, my placement, that I wasn't gonna slip out. And laterally, when you're coming down pretty quick, maybe you've got some switchbacks and you're turning pretty sharply, I never once worried that my foot was gonna slip out from under me in loose terrain. It was very, very confidence inspiring, which is what you want from a trail runner. However, that aggressive design and lug depth is not all perfect. Really the only area where it does not excel is on pavement, and you would expect that. I mean, this is a trail shoe, but these are very aggressive lugs. They're spaced out a lot, and you feel them on the pavement for sure. So if you have a race, a long trail run where you're gonna be doing maybe 3-4 miles on pavement, you're gonna feel it. Overall, the grip of the Thundercross is really pretty exceptional, pretty amazing. I think this will make an absolutely stellar winter running shoe. As for the price of the Salomon Thundercross, it's gonna retail for $140 US. That's a pretty good price. That honestly feels right on point where this should be with what you get for this shoe. So good job, Salomon. Well, the bottom line of the Salomon Thundercross is these are a very capable trail running shoe for those long runs in the mountains on varied terrain. They will definitely last you a while and provide quite a bit of protection. So if you have rocky trails, these are gonna be a great option for that. Loose trails, these are gonna be awesome as well. For me, personally, they are a little bit too narrow in the midfoot to really want to wear them long. You know, about an hour would be fine, maybe 2 hours, but anything past that, it's just gonna be a little uncomfortable in my medial arch. But if they fit your foot well, I think this would make an absolutely amazing shoe for winter running when you're running on hard packed snow. It's just this outsole is gonna grip so well in that type of situation. So if you're one of those people that runs mountain trails like here in Colorado in the wintertime or wherever it may be, this is gonna be an amazing option. Well, there we have it. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please don't forget to give the video a like. Go scroll down, click that thumbs up button. It does help out a lot. Maybe click subscribe and you'll see more content like this in the future. But I also wanna know what you think. Once you've tried the Salomon Thundercross, let everyone know below in the comments what your thoughts were. Did you think it was a little bit narrow? Did it fit your foot just fine? I'm sure everyone would be very happy to know your thoughts. Well, thank you to Salomon for sending the shoes for testing. Thank you to you all for watching. I do appreciate you all. Well, if you have not already, why don't you take a look at the Salomon Pulsar Trail, my favorite trail running shoe of 2022, versus the Salomon Ultra Glide. They share both of those shoes share a few similarities to this. Take a look at that video, it's on your screen. And then on the other side of the screen, I will throw up the Salomon playlist to check out also. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.